Hello and welcome to another episode of Atomic Vinyl Reviews. And today, got another unboxing video for you guys. So let's get into it. Now, if I'm correct, this figure should be the controversial new King Ghidorah Bandai Vinyl from the Godzilla anime series that we've been following for a little while now. So, I'm really curious to see what this thing looks like in hand, because, yeah, for anyone who's seen pictures of it, it is a really funny looking figure, just because, well, you'll see in a sec. So let's just get him out of here. Let's get the box open. I've actually, so at the time of recording this, the anime has not come out yet, but I've heard rumors that it's coming out really soon on Netflix. So I'm gonna have to get Netflix again for that. I'm kind of excited to see it. The series has been just okay in my opinion. I've been enjoying it, but could be better. So I'm really curious to see what they do for the last episode, because it's kind of building in how interesting it is, I guess, over the last 2 episodes. But yeah, here it is. So we got packing material, more of it, and here we go. Look at that. What a beautiful banana. Yeah, this is probably the most bizarre interpretation of King Ghidorah we've ever seen, and probably the most bizarre version of it in figure form, which is why I just had to pick it up. So, it is made of a very sort of softish vinyl. It's very shiny, sort of a translucent yellow color, and it's actually got a nice sort of texture to it. It feels really glossy, but has some really sharp edges. And, yeah, I'll just give you guys a little bit of a look at this thing. So there are its faces. They look very Servum-like, extremely Servum-like, and so I'm guessing that they're gonna have something to do with the Servum, perhaps, in the film. Just based on that, I have heard that he's pure energy in this movie, so he's not like a physical being, which is kind of interesting. Got that gold sort of wash over the necks here. It looks a little, it looks pretty good, I guess, but it also looks pretty dirty, considering the rest of the figure is, aside from portions of the wings, are very clean. But let's just keep looking. So yeah, you got that texture running down the back there. Like, all the texturing's pretty nice. It's just not all that visible from a distance, and it looks really blocky, because again, it's made in the typical sort of simplified Bandai vinyl structure. But got these cool tips to his tails here, and look at this. He actually has legs. There are legs on this King Ghidorah. Very simplified looking, but he has legs. And then he's got that sort of texture down the chest, which I like. It feels sort of sticks out a lot. And then we go up the necks again, and you know, there's not really much paint under, except for under the heads. There's a bit of the same gold. The wings, there isn't any paint, and you know, just under the whole thing basically, except for the heads, there isn't much paint. And have a quick look at the tag. There's that silhouette of King Ghidorah from the film there. Then they have like a little cutout as usual. A little bit more of a clearer picture of what he looks like in the movie. And again on this side. And it just says Ghidorah instead of King Ghidorah when it's spelled this way as well. So that's interesting. But yeah. So overall, my first impressions of this thing are pretty much the same as everyone else's, which is This thing's weird, but I do kind of like it, just because it is so weird looking. It's like Bandai put like I'm gonna say no effort into the paint whatsoever on this release. This is very poorly painted, and it's just funny, really. Like, I kind of get what they were trying to go with the wash, but I feel like they could have done it a lot better. Like, the gold just looks kind of like these parts are messy. It might have even looked nicer all unpainted. Maybe not. The wash looks nice in some parts, to be honest, but I don't know. I guess it does look nice in the light. From my angle, all the gold looks dark, but from what you guys can see on the camera, all the gold is picking up the light that's coming out of my window, so it's looking kind of nice, actually. It's a little out of focus, but you guys get what I mean. So that's just really interesting. Like, I either wish they did more or less of it, because it's just a strange little balance that they did. Like, they could have literally gone over the whole top, and that might have at least had some consistency, because if you look at it this way, it's like the body and the top of the tails, they don't have any paint, but they're right next to these bits which are the only parts that do. I don't know, but yeah, I'm really curious to see what this design looks like in the movie, because I've seen some like images of what this thing is meant to look like that aren't in Bandai form. I don't know if they're fan made or real, but if they're real, then I'm really excited because it looks pretty cool. But yeah, overall, I don't really know what to say about this figure. It is a bizarre figure. Whenever somebody posts a picture of this online, like on Facebook, regardless of the context, I always, my reply is always, "What a beautiful banana!" Because look at this thing. It just looks like a bunch of bananas, in all honesty. But yeah, that's why I had to pick up this figure, just because it was so bizarre and just weirdly done, that it just had to be in my collection. Oh, it has some copyright details in this little section on the tail, because I was wondering where those were. Just on a side note. But yeah, other than what I've said so far, I will say I do actually really like the color of the translucent yellow that they've made this out of, because it is such a bright, shiny plastic, and just very unusual to see a figure done in this type of color. I don't have any of my Godzilla Earth Bandai vinyls to compare this to, but I'm going to do a full review of this guy at some point, so I'll put them next to each other in that. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching, and may all your vinyl be a radiated vinyl. Over and out.